higher than the old one. It's 185 feet above the high tide level, so we can accommodate some good-sized ships, and I can't get over, so we'll just sit and wait. Wait and wait. Too many cars.
You don't want to be standing too. You just fall out and somebody hit you.
Oh well, no point now. The lights are red. So anyway, here, the family took the statue out of Bonaventure Cemetery several years. It has several galleries. It has a museum store. It even has a cafe upstairs. So if you get a chance, you might want to visit our newest museum. Now we go back through the federal building. The one on your right is the Coast Guard and the Corps of Engineers. The one on your left is the built in 1840. That is no longer a private home. Those are law offices now. However, the ones in front of us are still private homes. And there's a pretty garden to your right. Look through the gate right here. You can peek into the garden. It looks very good. Right through here. And keep looking to your right. Look at the corners of this house. The downspouts are shaped like fish. They're called dolphin downspouts. They were very popular in the mid-1800s, and you'll see variations of those around town, the dolphin downspout. Our next shuttle stop is coming up. On your map, it's the letter B. B as in Bill, located right in front of the old Savannah Theater. Now, when you look at this theater, you might think it doesn't look very old. This modern front was put on in the 1940s, but underneath, the building dates back to 1818. If you walk around town or drive around town, you might notice we have some very nice ironwork. Some of it is quite unique. I'd like to point out one piece in particular. There's a fence coming up on the right-hand side, closest to the street, and if you look closely, you'll see it has portraits of famous writers and statesmen. I'm not allowed to stop, but you can see some of the detail. They just finished painting it, so it looks nice and shiny. And if you look to your left, in the middle of Chippewa Square, you will see the bronze. Liberty gets its name from the Revolution, the Sons of Liberty. You know, a lot of people, when they think of Savannah or Charleston, they automatically think of the Civil War. They don't think we had anything right in there, next to the Orange House, which was built in 1840. Overlooks Madison Square, which was named for our fourth president, James Madison. Now, as we circle around, on your left on the corner, behind the iron fence, this is the Green Meldrum House, which was built in 1853. It's also known as the house where General Sherman stayed. This was Sherman's headquarters. In December 1864, near the end of the Civil War, Savannah was occupied by the Union Army. The Green Meldrum House on your left was the headquarters of General Sherman, and it was from this house that Sherman really did send his famous telegram to President Lincoln, in which Sherman gave Lincoln the city of Savannah for a career. On your right, you have two houses side by side, built in the 1850s. Look at the ironwork on these. All of the houses on this square are private homes. These are residential. There's another one of the Dolphin downspouts to your right. On your left is the red brick Mercer House, built in the 1860s for the great-grandfather of drive down any of these ramps. Just remember, they are two-way streets. It's best to go slow. In front of us is the Savannah River. It's a tidal river. The difference between high and low tide is about 8 feet. Right now it is low tide and it's still going out. And there's a bubble machine in the window over to your right. Once we get to the bottom, if you look to your left, you should get a nice view of the Port of Savannah. First, you'll see the Talmadge Bridge that goes across to South Carolina. Beyond the bridge, the Georgia Ports Authority, that's where they load and unload the ships. The Hyatt is down to your left. River Street is popular with the locals as well as with the tourists. These buildings on your right were the warehouses where the cotton was stored. Today they're filled with all kinds of shops, lots and lots of restaurants. There are parking lots down here, there's room for parking. Look across the river to your left. That area is called Hutchinson Island. That is still part of Savannah. That is not South Carolina. The tall building is a 16-story Westin Hotel. The big one next to it is a convention and trade center. Here on your left is an open-air market, kind of an international market. It's a little bit of everything. It's a fun place to look around. And something that might come in handy if you are down at this end of River Street, there are public restrooms in the brick building here on your left. Now, if you look to your left, in between these buildings, usually you can see one or two tugboats. And there we go. Savannah is the fourth busiest cargo port in the country. LA is number 1, and then Long Beach, New York, New Jersey are number 3, and then Savannah, Charleston is number 5. We do get, as you saw, some very big container ships in from all over the world, and they use the tugboats to escort the ships in and out of the harbor. On your left is probably the most well-known statue in the city. That's the Waving Girl. She was a real person. Her name was Florence Martis. She was born in the 1880s. Her father and then her brother were the lighthouse keepers out at Tybee Island, which is at the mouth of the Savannah River. From here, we are 18 miles from the ocean. She lived on the island, and for almost 45 years, she waved. It's a 40-foot high sandy bluff, and that's one of the reasons Overthorn chose this spot, high and dry. When we get to the top, look directly in front of us. It's a pretty view, a tunnel of trees. It's called Emmett Park. It's one of the nicest views of the predominant tree in the area. And again, these are live oaks. Live oaks keep their leaves all year until the springtime.
Okay, so here we are in Hilton Head.